Okay, so in my group classes, I often will build a class around a theme, a skill, an action, um, and then within that, uh, create space for people to then keep working the skill action in a way that is working for them based on what we're doing. Okay? And then the idea is they can take that out to other classes that they take or things that they're doing and apply it. Okay? So I want to walk you through an example of that with a movement most of us have probably all done. So just come onto your back, knees bent, feet are on the floor. Maybe in a class somebody gives you some cues about engaging your core or about where you should have weight on your sacrum or things like that. I'm just going to say come onto your back, and then the movement is have the feet just a teeny bit wider than what your hips are. So your feet will be a teeny bit wider than where your knees are resting. And you're going to take both legs to the right. They might go to the floor, they might not. Let things move as they need to. And then you're going to take both legs to the left and have an experience of that. Notice what you notice. I have a lot of people that have are long-time yoga practitioners. They may have like some SI joint sensitivity or pain or low back pain. Maybe it's that they haven't been. Actually it's kind of one of two. Either they've been very consistent exercisers and now what they're doing is not working for them, or they've just been living life and then are getting the message that they should maybe be more intentional, and they've started being more intentional about their exercise movement, and they're running into it creating some pain, discomfort, which is having them not be able to stay consistent. So kind of that's the gamut of who I get one-on-one. So but in a group class setting, so legs went to the right, legs went to the left. Now, I want to give us kind of the skill or the action or what we're going to work with today. And that is the idea of the shins steering us, okay? Or steering us and or being the anchor. So just get familiar with like this shin, this area between your ankle and your knee. These are your shin. There's two bones, got a tibia and then a fibula, which is a skinnier, more like rib-shaped bone, but longer than a rib that runs along the outside of the tibia. There's some space in between them, but not really because it's really connected with very dense kind of fascia connective tissue. So get a sense of your shins, okay? Now, I want you to imagine you've got lasers all the way down the shin. So lasers pointed out, we've got cat, so like cat lasers all the way from your ankle up to your knee along that shin bone. So now what I want you to do is I want you to turn the shins and have the lasers go to the right. That's what takes our legs. And then the lasers go to the left. And then they go to the right. So we're just arcing these lasers of the shins because my feet are on the ground, because my thighs are attached to my torso here through the hips. It's not like you're not gonna see the shins, moving a lot. It's just the sense of those lasers going in the direction the legs are going. So now I want you to a couple of times. The legs start to go right. Shin lasers are going to go the opposite direction. Feel how that is for you. Shins go the other way as the legs go the other way. Feel how that is for you. Okay, now we're going to have, regardless of the direction that the legs go, we're going to have the shins always go right. Shins Always the lasers are going right. Lasers are going right. No matter which direction we're taking the legs, lasers are going right. Okay, next time through center, lasers are going to go left, regardless of the direction that the legs go. So lasers are going to go left. Lasers stay going left, regardless the direction that the legs are going. Keep those lasers going left on the shins. Keep those lasers going left. Okay, now I want you to do a couple where you choose either lasers going the direction that you're going, lasers going in the opposite direction of the legs, where the legs are moving, lasers always going right, regardless of which direction the legs are going, lasers always going left. Pick one of those 4 iterations and do a couple more legs side to side. What you are looking for is where your brain kind of isn't trying to, your conscious mind isn't trying to protect you, isn't kind of scanning, anticipating for that tweak in the low back or that snag in the SI, where the motion feels connected, smooth, coordinated for you, okay? If you need to, give it a little bit more sensory input. Okay, and do a couple more using the iteration of where the lasers are going compared to where the legs are going. That works for you. Again, looking for where things feel more connected, coordinated, controlled, smooth, things like that. And then you're going to rest in the center. Okay, you're going to go through that exploration one more time with the addition of something underneath the heels. So I've got a couple of bricks that I can put under the heels. If you don't, yoga blocks are sometimes too high. If you have a couple of hex dumbbells, putting the heels on the hex can work. Okay. Could just be a chunk of 2x6, you know, a 2x6 that's underneath that your heels are on. Hardcover book, same size. Honestly though, like this was $1.33 and then I broke the brick in half. So bricks are cheap, and then there's lots of other ways you can use them. So go through that iteration of this idea of lasers down the shins and then guiding you on some bricks, okay? Or with your heels on an elevated surface. So it'll look like this. So I'm just going to go through the iteration that I'm liking the feel of today, which is shins always yawing, bending those lasers to the right, no matter which direction my legs are going. You could also work this idea with the feet in different positions. So narrow or wider, offset. Okay. And again, wanting to dial in on what provides input up into your hips, into your low back, that feels useful and usable for you. Okay? So give it a shot. Reach out with your questions. I'd love to hear what you notice and discover. And then one last invitation is take that idea of the shins and bring it into an everyday activity, like going down the stairs. Okay, so going down the stairs or going up the stairs, I might use that idea of the shins steering me. I use it downhill skiing all the time and hiking. and notice what you notice, bringing those lasers on the shins into whatever you're doing. Thanks so much. Bye for now.